So in order to get your material, your tools sterile, we use 1 part bleach, 9 part water. So we use this water right here, a bleach, we use 9 times the water, right? Good. So now that we have that established, we have passed using our PPE, we get sterile tools. Let's move into best practices for our orchids right now. So first things first, when we get our orchids, right? We remove the unwanted material as soon as we get those orchids, right? That includes your dead leaves, your dead roots, and so forth, right? Before we repot. And not only sterile tools, but sterile materials to use in terms of your stones, your charcoal, your bark, your sphagnum moss, and so forth, right? So we have those things. So
how do you sterilize those?
So normally if you're reusing them, that is when you need to sterilize. So if you get them in a package, normally they should come sterile, right? So that is the first thing. So I don't know if you are able to see any on my screen. Yeah, we need that person. So let me kind of pick it up. And then
that's good. That's good. That's much better.
that's good? See? All good?
Yeah.
So we are able to identify the different parts of our orchids, right? So we have the flower, we have the seed capsules, so you know those enclosed that come on the orchid. So you have the new leaves forming, and then you see the new sprouts or growth, right? You also have your main stem, buds and leaves, right? So what are some of the common orchids that are grown today?
Brotonia.
So we have Catalias, your falls, everybody loves the falls, but not a lot of people tend to overwater them all the time. So for those persons they are a little bit more delicate, right? And for your dendrobiums, right? What is it that we should not do with our dendrobiums? No copper-based fungicides, right? So we don't use those on our dendrobiums. Yellow the leaves and it will let our blooms fall off, right? So like your sulcox, which is not our product, side, and so forth. All of those that are copper-based, you should not tend to use, right? Good. Not today. Not all of them. Not all of them are copper-based. So, So, yeah, the star and the seed, which is Ridamil, which has 2 active ingredients, which is metalaxin M and mancozeb, right? So one is systemic and one is contact. The 2 actives, they work in correlation with each other to get rid of most of your fungal attacks, right? Another fungicide we have here. We can use Coside enough, but not for our dendrobiums, right? And or go-to.
Oh, that's good.
Or go-to is our Amistar, right? So you must have an Amistar in your house, right? So new on the market, we have the Amistar top. So this one is the powdered form, right? This is liquid. The difference is that this one has no 5 period post-harvest interval, right? This one is 7 days. So this is systemic, this axocontrastis. Right? So whenever you want something within the system of your plants, this is the one you do. Right? Amistar top. So it's the same Amistar in a system.
But you use it. Like they tell you how much to water, one water work.
So
Alright, let me think about it.
Michael.
So we also have Inspire Gold, one of the new ones on the market, right?
Inspire what?
Inspire Gold. Yes, it's also a fungicide. We also have Score and Revus. So one of the things I want to tell you about Revus now, it's not only a curative, but it's also a preventive, right? So
Awesome.
what it does, it creates a blanket over the leaves of your plants.
That's
right?
good.
So it prevents bacteria spora from entering, and whatever is already there,
Kill
it
it.
treats it.
What is the name of that one?
Revus.
Rebus.
R-E-V-U-S. No, I was mentioning those for you. But this is that. So most of these 125 and 100 ml from H&L is normally half teaspoon per gallon. They are very potent. So we don't go ahead and when we mix it, we say, oh, it's not white enough, oh, it's not green enough. Why we don't do that? Is because we need to follow the manufacturer's guidelines. Because they know what they are doing when they tell us half teaspoon per gallon, 1 teaspoon per gallon.
Revus.
Right? So we don't
R-E-V-U-S.
overcompensate for what we should do.
That
Right?
sounds good now.
Alright, quick question. With the
It's a fungicide.
fungicide to remove?
Yeah.
There's a question by
Yeah,
Mrs. Wilson.
so with the green season fast approaching, is it,
Unfortunately.
what do you believe might be the best product to use as both preventative and potentially curative that also can hold up to the weather?
So it depends on the attack that you're having, whether it be a bacterial attack, whether it be a
Fungicide.
in terms of fungicide, so I'm fungal groups, right? Rhythm.
An Amistar.
How do you spell it?
Amistar. M-I-S-T-A.
And
Revus. R-E-V-U-S.
Excuse me, would it be helpful to just pass that around so you can look at it? What do you use? Wait a minute.
Mama used to call it.
Oh. Smell. Yeah.
For this season, wouldn't the systemic, the systemic one would be best since it goes into the DNA of the plant, because it wouldn't be able to be washed off if it is going into the plant.
So the thing about that is depending on what are you doing your gardening for. So if you're doing it for a business per se, you would want to gear up on certain things more. So for a person doing it, I would say that. Let me reject that statement. So for a hobbyist, right? That person will be every day, right? But you employing a person to work for you and then have them spray, it would be best if you use a system.
Systemic.
Yes. Because for the hobbies, they will be in it every single day. There's not a day that they won't pay attention to their leaves, to their roots, to their buds and so forth. So we must implore persons because most of us start out as hobbies and then we turn it into a business. And we must consider that a business, you have to take everything into consideration. Right? So if you have good record keeping in terms of when did you spray, how much do you use, what chemical did you use, that is the approach you need to take in order to have the best orchids.
We have a video for you to look at.
Yes.
Not just to sell your product, but you can let them know not using just one chemical doesn't work like that.
So I was just about to jump in that. So we talk about chemical rotation, right? So when we talk about chemical rotation, we are not speaking about changing the name of the product. So you don't go ahead and use a pillar socks and then you use a rebus because you say, oh, or you say, I'm going to use Amistar and then use Amistar Cap. Why you don't do that? Because it's the same active ingredient. It controls the same fungal group, right? So once you use the same thing, you are treating for the same thing when you have in the next product. And that fungal group will develop something you call a resistance, right? So when they develop a resistance now, that fungal group, what you are using is not going to be able to get to that. So you are having bacterial yeast, right? Right? Good. So we pass the fungal stage, right? So if you are using, so you're using a Amistar, you go ahead and you use a pillar socks.
What is that?
That's
It's
the
a
rotation.
yes, something. We are moving into insects now. So you will switch to something like an NGO, which is a double active chemical, right? This controls most. Controls most of your insect groups, right? So this,
NGO.
so this is one of the best things on the market, right? So it gets rid of everything with the exception of slugs and
Deadlines.
And mites.
slugs and mites.
And what is that one called?
NGO.
ENGEO.
So I will get into mites. So one of the things I will tell you that NGO is one of those chemicals. When I say a double active, it has two active ingredients working in correlation with each other. It has some systemic, and it also has contact. So the two active ingredients, lambda-cyhalothrin and thiamethoxam. So one is contact and one is systemic, right? So for the persons worried about the mites now, the red spider mite, and all of those mite attacks that you have, we have vertemin. So on the market, it has the highest percentage of abamectin in terms of the abamectin line, right? So most people tend to go for capri, numectin, whatever the case is, right?
What about Aptara?
So Aptara is not a miticide per se.
What is that? It is an insecticide.
It's an insecticide.
This is for mites and red spider mites.
Yes, it's any chemical that has the active ingredient abamectin can be used for mites. Right? Abamectin. Phyton 27. They will sell Phyton 27. Not all product, I will not mention it. But as I said, any product that has abamectin can be used, right? So it all boils down to the purchaser and the preference in terms of use. So I will not tell you say you can't use it, but I will tell you to come to H&M to find a solution for you.
Yes. All right.
That's a nice one.
So we're moving on, right? So for your worm attacks, so say someone eats up a leaf, you don't know what
Yeah.
it is, right? So for your worm attacks, you have match. But the thing about match, it does not only kill your lepidopter, which is your butterfly, the one that lays the egg. It does not only kill that one, it kills the eggs as well.
Awesome.
Right? So this now gets rid of all your worm eggs. Right? Cool. So we're moving on. So we all know Pegasus.
Yes.
Right? Long-standing, one of those urea-based chemical. But one of the things about Pegasus is that it has a benevolent factor about it, whereby it also acts as a source of nitrogen for your plants whenever it breaks down, right? So, one of the things we must learn about Pegasus is that you don't spray it in the evening. So like now, you don't spray Pegasus. Why? Because the active ingredient is encapsulated. It is activated by the sun.
Oh, so the day morning.
So
you let them know about the color coding on the
Hold
back
on.
then, so they can understand.
So the Pegasus.
So in terms of, you can get rid of, it also get rid of little mite control, you get rid of worms, you get rid of all your moths and so forth. Right? So Pegasus, as I said before, the benevolent factor of Pegasus is urea-based. And it's one of those chemicals that insects don't get easily adapted to because it's urea-based, right? So they don't develop a resistance to this one, right? That's why it's so strong on the market for the longest while, right? Silicon. So it's one of the
Proportion for the Pegasus.
The Pegasus?
1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon, or half.
3
3
ml per ml. So I will so I will explain and measure and public later.
Alright.
Yeah, man. So I'll jump into that later, right? So I was at silicon, right? So it's, you know that chemical that we call translaminar? You know me by that? It goes, even when you spray it on the leaf, the top part of the leaf, it goes straight. Right? So that is one of the things about silicon, right? So,
Oh, look here. Silicon.
And what is it good for?
trans. So we have one of those powerful giants
Who
like
take this on me?
we call Caratizian. Right? Yeah man, so most people say carrot, but they leave off the Zian of it. But that is very important, right? So don't leave off the Zian. Why you don't leave off the Zian? Zian technology is one of those things. You know that when you spray, you see these insects flying away, flying away, flying away.
Yes, like white
Right?
flies, especially.
Good. So you see them flying away. The Zian technology now, what that does is stay on the plant. So whenever they come back, they stay there.
Oh.
Oh, because I had, you know,
Right?
punch it. What is that?
Caratizian.
That is the one for the insect, for the white flies.
Yes. Caratizian, yes.
I mean, I use
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. ZD, yes. So, Ablan 85 essay. So, we know that most of the water that we use in Jamaica comes from a source of mostly alkaline sources, right? Like the river, the pipe and so forth. So, the pH is normally between 6.5 and 7 basically. So, close to alkaline or alkaline water. So, what we call hard water, right? So, this product is new on the market. It's a water conditioner. What it does, it brings down the pH of the water for some of your chemicals to
We
work.
don't say
Okay.
pH
So,
don't
We
work
don't say
anymore.
pH down?
Yeah.
It does work. It's not our product. So we won't mention it. So,
Madam,
and there are a lot of products on the market that helps with bringing down the pH. Because most persons tend to use fertilizers in terms of your urea or your sulfate of ammonia. That brings down the pH. So if they require that your chemical works in an acidic pH, then this would be perfect for you, right? So I must implore you, read your label. So if it requires, it works best in a 3.5 pH, buy a bottle. Very cheap, $1,000.
Or you rainwater.
Or use rainwater, soft water,
Also,
pH
and
meter.
an EC tester.
Yes.
They will need
So
a
you can get the
EC
strips which are cheaper,
So we turn
and that would
scientists.
compensate for your parts per million and also your pH of your water. So there's a lot of different things there that it compensates for. So you want to have it. So that is the water condition.
Let me have a
So in addition to this now, we have the algas. This is one of the things we have been imploring persons to buy. So anything that comes from seaweed is normally good for our plants, right? So the algas plant is a biostimulant. What it does, it helps with the sprouting of your roots, new vigorous roots and so forth. Make your plant big.
That's good when you buy
and
them bare
strong,
root.
right? So
Mr. When Mrs. Chambers there.
in using algas, it will boost root growth, and not only that, if your plant just experience overspray or shock from the sun or
Buying bare root plants.
so on the drought, any one of those conditions, right? Your algas plantainic is one of those things.
How do you spell it?
ALGAS.
ASGA what?
A-S. Sugar and water doesn't taste.
AS.
The sugar was.
What is it?
So, well, that is just a source of energy for when you go through a level of stress. But this now works right across the board in terms of sprouting more vigorous.
So you
roots
buy
and so
new
forth.
plants, bare root, you put the soak it in there.
Yes. So, algas plantain, right? So here we have the 30 plus line, right? So here we have the 30 plus line, 30 plus liquid. So for those persons who want to go organic, right? So the first one you use when going, so you want to use an organic product. 722. Why 722? This represents, the high number at the front represents the nitrogen, right? So you want leaves for photosynthesis for the plants to flower, right? So you read what? You've been treating them, you want them to flower, to put on bigger leaves, per se, yes. That one, right? So after
Organic.
that,
30 plus, 30 plus.
Organic.
you would use your 524.
Fast plus.
So,
This one?
so your 524 is for bigger stems, bigger roots. This is basically your maintenance, right?
Yeah.
And you do this
make one thing that does everything.
by so one of the things with science is that some things
No, the one thing is
work well together and they will cause harm to your plants. It will do you more harm than good, basically. So you don't want to be mixing certain things. But another thing with this, it is why they do it like that. Special formulations are geared towards specific parts of
What
your
is this
plant.
one?
And based on the results you're trying to achieve, then that would work best.
3227.
So the last one would be 327, is that it?
327.
Okay, that is the last one, right? So when you want the plants to flower, put on a nice big bloom there.
Blue booster.
I will tell you a little bit about bloom booster. So, bloom booster is broad spectrum, right? So broad spectrum means it doesn't have that special oomph
Oh,
to take your
All
plant
right.
over the top,
what is it? What is
right?
this one? What is that?
327.
327, right?
Yeah, what's the name of it? Just 327.
All right, depending on the stage of
organic.
your plants.
40
Say you want to come into a show, right? And you want them. You have the show in the next month, right? And you want to flower, you use the 327, right? So you don't have to use all three based on the stage of your plants, right? So you could use one, the other, or whatever the case or stage of your plant is. That's where you would use it,
I'm
right?
going to hear you talk about Aptara, and you said you people
So-
sell it.
So the Aptara, right? Mr. Beat me one for the Aptara. I was
Why you
saving
not talk about it and
I was saving the best for last. I was saving the best for last. This one? So all of these, the mixtures is 1 teaspoon per gallon. All of it. All gas, 30 plus, all of this, 1 teaspoon per gallon. So it depends, if your plant is very young versus you use half the dosage, right? You have a plant that don't flow for about, one that don't flow for about 10 years, you soon get it. Hold on. Hold on for the remedy, right? So, do I grow up? No.
You're too busy.
No, I wouldn't tell a lie to my beloved person. I would never. But I do planting. I have 5 acres that I'm doing for other crops. So like the sweet pepper, your melon, the tomatoes, the scotch bonnet. You can check. Yeah. So I love plants. I am by nature a professional landscaper. I was at Trial Club for 6 years. So I know a thing or two. Yes. So horticulture person. Anyway, so Aptara, we speak about Aptara, is not one of those lightly used insecticides. Why? Because it helps with, one of the benevolent facts of Aptara, it helps with the sprouting of roots, new roots. So when you use the Aptara, it also not only kills your insect, it helps with the sprouting of roots, right? And it's one of those insecticides that you are able to use as a soil gauge. So whenever you're using it as a soil gauge, 1 pack of Aptara to a 5-gallon bucket, and if you're using it as a soil drench, you use 2.
Soil drench is what?
Soil drench, you use it for water, basically.
What if you're spraying it? What if you're spraying it on
If you're spraying, 1 pack to a 5-gallon bucket.
What's one?
What's a dosage?
So if it's 13 grams, right? So 13 grams to a 5 gallons. So half the 30, 6. So that is 2 gallons. 3.8 liter makes a gallon, right? And 6 grams would be to 2 gallons.
So is that third to a gallon?
Yes.
5 gallons. 5 times. 5
Yes. Yes. So it is very simple to work on.
That third to a gallon.
So they are very scared of it. Why? Because it's systemic. So whenever the plants absorb that, then they stay away, right? So the return period or the 5 period is for Aptara is normally 7 days. What I will do though, I'll put in my notes for the persons who want the products and I'll have them sent to you. No problem. Very simple. Couldn't get deadline. Deadline is always in the store, they just never had it.
Not always.
Not the one.
They never had it. So what I can implore the group by 10 pounds.
And share it.
So
would you recommend using fertilizer,
So it depends on the fungicide, it depends on the insecticide, and it depends on the fertilizer. Because like your pillar, Pro and Zox, we don't recommend that you use any fertilizer. So one of the things we try, we don't make a cocktail. Because we don't want all of your leaves end up off and end up off. So Mr. Lawrence, man could drop the whole orchid out.
Oh my God.
The millions gone. We have to go run for each other. Yeah, so one of those things. So one of those, even in the wet period, right? So you know, dumping off takes place within your house, right? So Bravo is one of those things that we run in terms of dumping off. So foods. So mainly we have,
Fungicide?
yes, bravo. So when you have damping up issues, so like you have the bottom of your orchid close to where you have the medium, right? You have that part rotting and leaving.
Yeah.
Right? So damping. Yes, and that is caused from overwatering and fungal attacks, right? So bravo is one of those things that we help to control. There's no real treatment for it, but it helps to control it, right? If you already have the bacteria spora, then you need a little fungicide. But to mitigate against that, for our files, we tend to tell persons, just put 5 scoop in it and make it thick. Right? We don't go ahead and pour and make them sick in water.
Especially if they're
Like
working hard, kill it.
they don't like that any other.
Yes, it blows.
When you have your sun van and rain fall upon it
Oh God, them
and
love
you
it.
eat up
Them
the
love it.
and
Them love
them
it.
love
Them
that.
dance.
You see them roots
Them
stretch out
dance.
so and start dance. Yeah, man. Those things. If you have your shade vandals as well, you see the roots them stretch out and dance.
Yes,
But you don't want to have the shade vandals have water sitting
no,
in the leaves
no,
like that,
no,
right?
no.
So you don't have water sitting in the leaves, in the crease of the leaves. So what we do, any one of your orchids, you don't want water sitting in your works your files. So you don't pour water in here, so you don't want water to sit in here like that. So just the roots. Go ahead, mix them,
Me hang them
stand up
upside
and
down.
start dance,
What the
right?
banda?
Hmm?
No, sir.
So when
Everything.
you get that
No,
under
sir. The
control,
banda ups. And the
no
water
problem,
rain.
right?
Because it's windy up my way.
Oh, that's why. Me have wind too.
It's roughly 2,000 cones a year.
By the time I'm done in shop,
So another thing
empty.
that I bring is your coffee multi-feed. The famous of all coffee multi-feed. So one of the things that we found out is just like in COVID, where you find that we are using PCR test to test for COVID, right? Swab and check and we find out it works. So that's what personal COVID, right? It's the same thing. We developed coffee multi-feed for coffee. And then persons started to use it in their flower garden. Now we find out that it makes more robust roots. We have to bloom the plants faster. It helps the bloom to stay on longer. So now we found
I heard
that
about it.
benevolent fact of coffee multi-feed. No, we are
People start using it and win.
And you guys can
Cup of the
give
show them.
testimonials.
I'm over there. I miss when the coffee don't want to. I can't do this coffee. Nothing.
What I do in terms of element,
We don't use coffee in the class.
we don't have so no, yes. So coffee multi-feed is one of those codes. Instead of using your regular 2020, you drop your coffee. 1 teaspoon per gallon when you are younger, you use half. Right? Half teaspoon. How much are you using on the coffee? So depending on the stage of the tree. So we put 1 half to a drum. 2 coffee grounds. So you use 1.
I visit my auntie and she live upstairs, downstairs and she downstairs have its breakfast.
Yeah.
And me upstairs I sleep and wake up and run the bathroom.
Yeah.
Umbrella and I mean, I know.
Oh, we wake you. Okay. What you do with the coffee grains? Okay.
So what you do is have somebody go here for you. Yeah, have somebody go here for you. That's the best. So if you are not able to visit them on time, you have somebody so you have somebody go and visit them before. Because they don't want to leave. You don't want to go ahead, right? Take out your money out your purse and leave it in the center of Montego, right? You're going to do that. So you have somebody secure. Just 2 more things, man. Anyway, see, I'm not going to do for the presentation. presentation on my door. Remember what you said. So the 433, do you see it here? Just like the coffee multi-feed, you see a lot of vegetables on here. So for those persons that want to know organic 433, in your potting mediums, you use a few little pellets. This is like your manual, right? Instead of using your asthma coat and those things within your potting soil, you use a few pellets and your 433, strictly organic.
What did you say about the deadline? We didn't talk about it.
So,
The slug.
You know what the deadline?
No.
Yes.
You don't take it apart for the door.
So, the deadline now, this is for your mollusks, right? Mollusks fall under, this would be your snails and your seals, right? So, the thing about this mollusk is that it is not like those other ones on the market, right? Like the Polangar and so on. This now has a pheromone to it. So it attracts the snails and the seals, right? But Mansati, look how Mansati,
But it
it
did.
only attracts the males.
What?
Oh,
Don't have the female.
So the females then will cross paths, but the pheromone that it gives off is like one of those things. See me here, come me. Right? And what that does is that the males then fertilize, right? Help to fertilize so that reproduction can take place. So when this gets rid of all the males, the females will eventually go away. You can't reproduce. Right?
see me a
You see
come
how
meet
man
me.
start? Anyway, another thing about it, it's also glows in the dark.
Yes.
And those snails and slugs like those things.
Because
Oh.
So what a pretty little something. Just
the
get
party
some
at
like
night.
it smell good and it glow in the dark. So this is why it works so
And it
well.
dear?
So one of the downsides of
Miss,
it, if it wet, it gone. So I must tell you that if it wet, it gone. So in the evening now, right now you have your garden, you go ahead, you make some line and you make some circle buttons. Through your orchids or your shells or whatever the case is. So when they come in, them smell food.
Party time.
Take it. That. But prepare to deal with this stage after. Because it will kick them over and they will smell.
You know, pick them up, take them
Is
out.
this the one that the person can affect pets like that the consuming?
So we don't implore or so normally you have your orchids in an enclosed area or
Sometimes the dog doesn't give problem.
well
They tell you.
There's a feeling
for
to
no
that.
material that we produce that has side at the end of it is not safe for kids. Side means kid.
Poison.
So pesticides, side CIDE.
That's why you have to put on your gloves and your mask.
So what is that? We use traps like sticky traps. You don't have to kill them, but you catch them. So you put it at the ends, on the walls and so forth, stick it and they run across it, you don't catch it. So for those persons here, so that's a repellent, right? So for these two, there are also insecticides, Dalpen and Zintar. We also have Agree.
Does it work with mosquitoes also?
Mosquito.
So for your NGO, you will repel any mosquito that you're going to have. Like, if you don't smell too good,
Can I tell you?
your NGO. So when you spray your NGO in your area, it will get rid of it, right? So
You can spray with them in.
your Dalpen or your Zintar, we mainly use those for worms. And the Agree as well, we use those for worms. And we now want to put them in our cocktail. So sometimes we mix it with the NGO. So we put it in our cocktail, we get rid of all the moths and the worms that affecting the plants. The ones that, remember, say the moths are really in a problem, they just fly around. Their main purpose is to lay eggs. What you are scared of is your larva.
Lava yam down the place.
It eats all that it can eat in order to go in its cocoon stage in order to turn into another to provide more eggs again to down the line. Right? So Question.
The 433 is the only granular fertilizer you have?
No.
No, you're talking about
So
how many.
most persons tend to buy asthma coat as a slow release and so forth. So you have outdoor and vegetable. Yes. So asthma coat. I did not create it because
I have asthma problem.
no, I won't say that.
My grandson.
But it's one of those things that persons tend to move towards. So you heard about the 433. What did I? I did not touch any herbicide. Why I did not touch any herbicide? I can't run through this. So bactericide is foci, fungicide, bactericide, foci. Right? So I did not touch any herbicides. Why? Because you don't really use a lot of herbicides. But if you're clearing an area to set up, touchdown IQ. Clearing an area. 2.5 months you want to have the grass are growing in your area. So say when you make an area and outdoor and grass growing in the area, you don't cover the, you don't gravel the area and you have grass and growing there. Before they do all of that, they use some touchdown. You can go through some pillars. You can also go through some fusely, gets rid of all the grass, right? We also have pillar roller, which is a pre and post emergent. The thing about pillar roller is, say you use a touchdown, right? While you use the touchdown and you go inside, you wet the area and spray it to pillar for the rest of time that you will have. If you don't break that barrier, there will be nothing. So what it does is kills the weed seeds and also prevents those young plants from coming. So those plants that are their roots haven't fully developed, it gets rid of those. And it's like it creates a blanket over the side. You know
So
what I
for
mean?
a driveway, that would be good.
So you would have to spray it first with some touchdown and then you wet it and go through with some pillar roll and that's it. You don't have to touch it until you break the barrier. So when rain falls and drop on it, if you walk on it, you're going to break the barrier. What it does, it creates a blanket over the side. So until something breaks it, nothing can come out through it. Right? So that is all of our products. Thank you very much for having me. There's all the questions. I have a few hats. We have 2 shirts. We have one little clipboard so we can pick up paper on and write all of your information and products of your record keeping.
This is important.
Madam President, are you going to?
Hold on there. Francine, and then Andrea.
Okay, I was just reminding, there were some questions about the toxicity levels, and I realized that you mostly have yellow bands and green band chemicals, which might be a good thing to point out.
So as per, sorry, I didn't mention it earlier, I just got to say. Anyway, so as per yellow band chemicals, we code them as harmful. So those tend to be more on the toxic side. So the phytotoxicity level in your plants will be high, right? So the green band chemicals, which are caution, are more user-friendly, right? So when you have even your Pegasus, right? Even though it's one of those yellow band chemicals, because the active ingredient is encapsulated and it's activated by the sun, even if it's still on you can just wash it off and it don't damage your instant. Right? So it's one of those.
Over 10 years it will.
Well, I can't attest to that. I did not do the research.
Okay.
So I will not say that it won't affect you after 10 years. Yes.
Okay, Andrea. Do you have any recommendation if you want to get the weeds out of your lawn? You want good grass and you want the back.
So what type of grass you have? First you must know what type of grass you have. So if you have Zazia, it is 240 or 60. It's one of those urea-based chemicals too. Whereby when you spray it and it breaks down, it turns into urea, make your lawn green and pretty.
I'm saying that to be so good. Because I have the 240.
So up the active ingredient, which is 60. So you have 240 and you have 60.
So you don't have anything else?
So that is what, they have one thing called sledgehammer, which is banned. Sledgehammer, which is banned. Yeah man, it's one of those things. them 21 day return fee that that ban. So just like your insecticide, which is gynae to 8, that is one of the most deadly things on the You're not supposed to even smell it. So if you're smelling it, you're wrong. That's the first thing. You should not smell it any at all.
Okay. The child in the basket.
Yes.
My child is growing out of an apple tree.
Yes.
That's your fan?
So before you go anywhere near, not under no apple tree, because what is happening right here, the temperatures are more cooler, so that will have the water staying here longer. So it breeds fungus and the roots are bad, and then you spray, and then that only adds to it.
I sort of agree with you and disagree with you because the apple tree is open enough and my area is high enough that I have a breeze. Right?
You have a what?
I have breeze.
Breeze. Okay.
Right, so there's air movement, air circulation, but I think part of it is from the apple tree itself, there's like...
The blossoms falling in and rotting.
Right, I think that is part of it. So just to look at it and say, well, this will work on this.
So firstly, so the conversation is, the first thing, remember we're talking about the fungus that is breeding, right? That comes from the apple trees, right? So when the blossom falls, or the stick falls, or the leaves falls, within the falls, then those now get off, a little stain comes off them. And then the water stays there. And those little things that fall in there, right? And those now breed the bacteria that you're having. And your frequency of spraying, even though you have air movement, the water is still not drying out fast enough. Right? So it needs a little exposure to sunlight in terms of...
Can I just part of it on that? Because when I do my files,
Python, that one.
Yes, I do.
because that way
They get the sunlight and they don't water retention. Yes. Yes. So these are up. Those are sideways or they're up.
No, they're up, but there's nothing else, there's space between them.
So one of the things we could do, the recommendation for argument's sake. So try what Miss said. Firstly, we clean them up, repot them, dip them within our Aptar or Amistar, create a dip and a little algae, repot them, right? Then hang them sideways so they don't catch the water. So you water them, rain comes, it catches that water as well. So that is overwater.
I will tell you though, half the time I go and they're crazy. Because, no, because where I am is so, it was a pretty conversation.
Yes.
The other one, Mrs. Russell brought it in.
Okay, I don't know if you, this, it seems to have dried up. Some whole heap of little seeds were down here. You know, you see that? The seeds. Look at that. So I don't know.
What you have seen, you were having a fungal attack, right? Initially. But the roots have died. So you did not pay enough attention in terms of cleaning it up and sorting it out before it got to that stage. So one of the things I implore you to do whenever you're dealing with your orchids, they're like young
I see the
babies.
seeds.
You see that?
All of them.
Them there.
They're like young babies.
But it dried.
They're
No,
very delicate.
it was wet.
So you have to watch what you spray, you have to watch the water source that you use. All of these things you have to take into consideration when dealing with your orchids.
Oh
Right?
dear.
This is dead, or you think it will come back?
So what you can try is clean it up, soak it, and see if it will revive.
Soak it in what?
So a fungicide,
Alright, try with
and
it.
and a stimulant.
So where's the stone? I brought some stone.
No, it's in the pot.
All right.
I can take that over there.
I don't, maybe I'm the only one that have that.
So add a little, when you're repotting it this time, Don't just use tools. Use a little tractor.
All right. I don't think anybody, my stones always have some white stuff on it.
I built up. So you
All right, sit here. Tell me what that is.
Oh,
you can even smell the
mine have it
fungus
too.
on it. You can even smell the fungus on this one. Just smell it and you see what it is. Just smell it.
It smells mold.
You smell mold. You
It smells moldy.
So you know.
Oh,
So hold on,
You
what's
don't even have to go any further. Just smell it.
this is?
oh, let me see it, let me see it.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm, let me see it.
One more.
And white.
And milk.
Yes.
Last one.
I'm inquisitive. Why you?
This is an Orchid Club channel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the WhatsApp. Look in the WhatsApp, you see it.
Okay. I was curious.
Yeah, yeah. I sent a message in the chat.
One of the first things it is that is happening right here. It needs to read. First, you soak it and then you split it in half. Right? So the yellowing now, we said after she sprayed, she saw.
Sorry.
Right? What did you spray?
One at a time, please.
After I sprayed this like a star, and then I sprayed with NGO like last October.
So what was the spray in about?
More than 1 week apart.
More than 1 week apart. So what you should understand is that chemical fire period depends on the plant. So sometimes, say we have a pepper tree, right? And we spray an organophosphate, which is a diazonal or a molecule, which is 3 days. If we go ahead and spray that same plant with an NGO, it's a 7 days. We go and spray it with a Pegasus, it's a 14 days. So you have to consider all of those things before you go ahead and reintroduce an chemical to the plant. Because so that now will build the phytotoxicity level and it will burn the plants.
So as we are now, for that one, what was your recommendation?
The recommendation is firstly, repotting. Secondly,
Soak it and
don't put on any insecticide. Just a stimulant to help it to regenerate its leaves and stuff. Right? So that is what we do. Repot it, clean it up, and then put it in a stimulant to regenerate those roots and it can come out. As I said, split it in half. Cut it in half with some sharp, put it in half.
and then put it money down the roots.
Soak it, get it out, and you don't need all the roots.
On the roots outside, you don't need all the roots outside.
So some of the times, even let me use something for example. If you're going to planting or banana tree, right? You tend to tell persons to prune the roots.
Yes.
Why we do that? It produces it takes longer to produce suckers, so it focuses more on growing more leaves and developing a better root structure. Right? So it applies to your plant. So,
You have something, man?
Okay. Alright, any other questions for Mr.
She does, she has Jenny.
Oh, that's the one that won't bloom. Really? Oh. Really?
Yes, it's a Banopsis.
Oh my.
I bought a Banopsis. I had it
Wow.
for 15 years and it didn't bloom. I had it for 3 years and it finally grew.
Oh.
So it was 8 years old by the time
Another thing I can say is, what you could do is add me to the group in terms of your WhatsApp groups. And what I will do is tips on a regular, I will just post it.
Check on this one.
So your shade. Robust and nice.
Doesn't bloom. 10 years now.
So what you do now? And you've been using the use a little more on it. So what you do now is prune off some of the roots.
Yeah.
So stop focusing on roots and focus on up here.
Okay.
So you prune off a few of the roots, right? Then while you're treating with your coffee multi-feed, you get a bottle of amino acids and you must use up your magnesium. So what that does, when you use up your magnesium on your plants, it helps with the chlorophyll in the leaves. So it gets that sunlight and then produces food. So the food is the flower on your plants, right?
Makes sense.
One last question for Mr. Lawrence. Jenny, what is the name of the plant?
Calmag? Calmag.
Calmax beans. So it's basically calcium for your plant. So calcium deficiency comes in different forms. And you will observe it on the leaves of the plant. So looking like this, so it's a vein on the plant. So you're looking at the center in terms of the pigmentation. So we use it as a source of calcium, but we have other things in terms of like the calcium that we do. So we also have the liquid feed calcium, right? So just like the algae, we have the liquid feed calcium. So like every month, you add a little calcium depending on the area that you are.
Mr. Lawrence, we do our monthly newsletter.
In terms of information, no problem.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen.
I did not take any picture, you guys. I'd love to take pictures.
Yeah, let me sit down and take my picture.
Take picture. Take your picture.
So I'm going to pay you the information. Don't worry yourself.
One at a time, Mr. Lawrence, for coming into this evening and presenting the slew of products that H&L recommends first as their products. I want to thank you for sharing with us and also offering himself to be more available to answer whatever questions we have. And we will certainly take up on that. We will also invite you for round 2 on one condition. You have to come to some giveaways. No, we don't want them here.
What do you want? Chemicals? Want chemicals? So what I'm going to do is, so you give me the time to plan, right? And then I'll go to my boss and say, this is the group that is buying the most chemicals.
All right.
Everything. And then know she will have more than enough reason, and then in the group, I'll put her number and just add her to the group and just beat her up. So more than enough. When we send her on list, she said, GNM product here for me, boss. She said, all right, no problem. Give them away.
What kind of picture do you have?
Sometimes we go to Reliance and
Yes, sir.
we still do the Mayfair. One of the complaints that we got for your mobile you ran this as versus our number is telling. So you might want to pass on one of the
It's true.
Or they won't answer the telephone.
I must express that people starting by this company because all of our staff is very technical, I must say.
Yeah, they're very technical, but not helpful.
We're not questioning how technical they are. We're questioning the customer service.
Yeah, they're very knowledgeable. They're not serviceable.
So I can say for myself is that all of us can sing, but not all of us can sing.
Everybody can dance, but not everybody a dancer.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mr. Lawrence, what size shirt you have? No, just say shirt you have. This is a shirt I want.
No, I soon get to that. So, why estimate? What is it we have in the portfolio? As a why estimate?
40 plus.
All the gas.
Oh, I'll guess.
So you want to
All right. Woo!
benevolent fact of Aptara.
Strong rules. Systemic. Strong rules. Please give them.
No man, little more than that. Little bit more than that. Simulate rules.
That's why it's strong. That's why it's strong.
Kind of sort. So,
I know where you're at. I know where
so the
you're at.
back to your side of the job is what?
What?
Back to your side. I did. Go to the side, back to your side.
Bravo is one.
Co-side.
Oh yes, you did. I have the proof.
Another thing I said. What did I say about copper piece?
No dendrobium, not on the dendrobium. It's okay.
I don't know. I think went for that cap. No shirt cap.
So, here we go. So, the three, can anyone name the organic lineup in terms of 30 plus that we use in
30 plus 433
722.
722.
This is a military. So the initiative.
What am I telling you? Quick now, quick.
So the last one is what?
We can't see.
327.
So and one of the things while we are giving out military, we are imploring persons to get more into using the current using and using their chemicals, right? So when you have that, it is all the measurement in terms of you can use it to bake. So moving along.
They're by your paper.
Why, what you want?
We can't
So what?
Him ask a question, listen.
So yeah,
What size is that?
alright, the size of it is not the size that is in the box. So I can't tell you. So, which is that?
No, I think it should be.
Yeah.
You want one?
I answered halfway. Give me. Sir.
Secretary, so what I will do is from time to time, I will have giveaways.
What size you want to say?
So,
This help.
Secretary,
Too large?
Too big.
who want a little folder here that helps to put in all of your information in
Leave
terms
the
of.
answer to President Barry. Sir, I answered halfway. 15. Come on. Thank you.
The clipboard, the clerk with the clipboard.
So what else?
Thank you, yes.
So we also have personal loyalty cards.
What is that?
I'll take a card.
So you have to sign up.
I probably have one already.
So for the persons who don't have a loyalty card.
Yeah, I have card already. The whole of you probably have. Ask.
She wants one. She's already loyalty.
So just sign up, take a card, just give me one.
I have one. I have one.
So hold on. The commission doesn't say me. Hello.
Excellent card and get discount.
Let me see the picture of
For the
it.
persons who don't have, just sign it up, give me back the pamphlet, take the card.
See, all of them, still them up. I have.
So for the persons who don't have, just sign it
You
up
have.
right now,
Yeah,
give
man.
me back the pamphlet and take it.
Just sign and leave it back.
Sign it, take the pamphlet, just give me back it, take the card and give me back.
Take out the card.
So that is it for me.
Hey!
Woo! Awesome.
Now asking if you have a right, your present right.
4,000.
In here, you see?
The last time I bought it was
Plus tax.
1,000 plus tax.
Yeah, 2,000 plus packs when I bought it. Gone to 4 now. Oh yes, that is true. I heard.
When you buy them, put them in a jar with pipe that they know get soft and make
Oh yeah.
the deadline.
The person who didn't take the cards.
Okay, it's true.
So you need to take, once you sign it up, you take the card.
No, those are the extras. They're not included in it. So Lawrence.
Once you sign it up, you have to put it please. My contact? 379. For those who want to call directly, 379. No, man, me directly. You can't ring it now if you check it.
You say you want to take a picture, take what picture you want.
Yeah, selfie.
It's from, I want to frame it all.
It's in the chat. Yes.
So I'm going to catch your best side, Madam President.
Yes, you are.
I don't think so. So let me get one. I'll let you set up, you know.
All right.